Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. We are going to talk Riesling. You're saying, Riesling? I don't think I've done a Riesling episode lately. Riesling's really cool. I mean, it's one of the coolest wines out there. It has so many dimensions, so many different styles. It's such a cool wine. And if you ask any wine geek, and I know a lot of them, Riesling is one of their favorite wines. In fact, most wine critics will say it's the finest white wine in the world. Now, you may not agree with that. I understand. Somebody might be Godeo, might be Albarino, might be Vermentino. But you see, the cool thing about Riesling is, aside from the fact that it has many different faces, it also can age quite a bit, especially the better Rieslings. Germany, the spiritual home of Riesling. Alsace, where they do a ton of Riesling, used to be part of Germany. Austria does a lot of Riesling. These guys are serious about their Rieslings. And, for instance, this is one I have in my cellar, Clos Saint Urbain, and this Riesling is from Zinnenbrück. It is a 1996 Riesling. Look at that, it's 96. Now, I had a friend who gave these to me. I'm very excited about it. I've already cracked a couple of them open. They're absolutely fabulous. But we're going to look at Washington State Riesling because a long time ago, back in the day, Riesling kind of put Washington State on the map. It was one of their #1 wines that they did. St. Michel Riesling, huge seller in the store. I mean, it's just everybody buys St. Michel Riesling. Kung Fu Girl Riesling, one of Charles Smith's wines that he made, and then he sold the label. 130,000 cases, I believe. They did. Amazing. So people do drink Rieslings. A lot of people do. Some people shy away from it. I think the reason is because of the many faces. We've talked about this before. You have people like consistency. A lot of you do. I mean, that's why places like Wendy's and McDonald's do so well, because people know what they're going to get. People like to drink Cab because they know they're going to get Cab. Merlot, they know what a Merlot is, etc., 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 down the road. But when it changes on them, they tend to shy away from it. Well, yeah, they buy St. Michel Riesling because they know what they're going to get. They buy Kung Fu Girl Riesling. But as far as that, they don't stretch out enough. But the small group of people in the world that like Riesling are very, very passionate about it. So we're going to look at, first of all, my Winer of the Year 2 years ago, Longship Cellars. This is their 2018 Steel Dragon Riesling from Dick Mesa Vineyards in Columbia Valley. And it's $17. There you go. All right. I love Riesling because it's very, very good with certain kinds of foods. Sweet Rieslings are great with Asian fare. Drier Rieslings are good with seafood, quiches, things like that. I like to have Riesling with many things. I like to have, like if you have orange chicken in Riesling, it's so good. So, how many of you agree with that? I want to get your comment. Why do you avoid Riesling? If you do, what reasons are there? Or what do you think? If you like Riesling, why do you think people shy away from it? Because it is really, in a lot of ways, considered one of the greatest white wines, but in many ways it's disrespected by people. They think it's just going to be this sweet, gooky stuff that they don't want to drink. What do you think? Color on this, really, really clear. A little bit of golden tinge to it. Let's see what we get on the nose. So I get a little rubber boot on the nose here. I say rubber boot, you know those black boots with the red stripe? A lot of Riesling reminds me of that. Some people will say diesel. I don't use diesel unless it smells like diesel, which some do. Get a touch of pineapple on the nose. A little bit of quince as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. So that quince comes through, a little pineapple. Then you get almost goes sour. It reminds me of a little bit of like a underripe white plum, maybe. You know how I don't know about you, but sometimes I like something just a little bit sour. My wife makes some really good, she'll make a cherry crumble or something like that, and just a touch on the sour side, which is really nice. There's a lemon rind component coming through A little bit of orange rind, lemon rind. Really, really good Riesling. Super dry. This would be good. I'd love to have this with clams. I'd like to have this with halibut. Quiche would be good. Nice Riesling. Good job, Kyle Welch. This is excellent Riesling. Good balance, good acidity, just really good, solid, well-made Riesling. I'm going to go straight up A on that. Winery of the Year 2 years ago. I know why they are. Let's move on. This is a 2015 Gravel Bar Dry Riesling. They say right on the front, they say dry. Columbia Valley. This rolls in at $16. Now some Rieslings will have a meter showing the dry scale here. This one goes dry to sweet. It's right over the arrow's right over the top of the dry. Hopefully you can see that on the back. Not everybody does it, but you know, a lot of consumers like that. It helps them if there's not a wine person around to really give them guidance. Okay. So right off the bat, the color's a little darker. Quite a bit darker. There's a lot of gold into this one. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see what we get on the nose. Well, rubber boot, big time, big time. A rubber pool toy. We get in a hint of, there's a touch of mint coming through. Yeah, definitely get this kind of mintiness, like you know, somebody just sprayed a little mint spray. I have this thing of it's like mint that you spray in your car to keep the spiders out of it. It works pretty good. This has just a hint of that. Let's see what we get on the palate. Good minerality. This is a little sweeter than the Longship Cellars, but still dry. It finishes dry. It's sweeter than the front. This front has it on the dry scale, but it also has good minerality, like dusty rock component coming through, which I really like. I get a hit of peach, apricot on the mid palate, a little bit of pineapple. Yeah, they're all kind of nicely integrated together. Good acidity on this one as well. Finishes dry. Finishes bone dry. Kind of like the Longship a little bit better on that kind of sour note, but not sour. It's hard to explain. It goes there, but it doesn't really pucker you up. It's just really cool. But this is really a nice example of where Riesling can go on the rubber boot, a rubber pool toy thing. And I like the peach and pitted fruit notes on it and the acidity. Yeah, solid wine. I'm going to go B+, A-. Let's move on. This is my current winery of the year, Barnard Griffin. This is a 2017 Riesling, Columbia Valley. It rolls in at $13. $13 for a lot of people is a much better price, especially if you're going to experiment a little bit. And I'm encouraging people to really seek out Barnard Griffin this year because, you know, that winery's been around since '83. I think it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. You know, and I've watched some of the sales fall on it a little bit, and it really shouldn't be that way. There's a lot of competition out there now. Look at the color on this. That is like almost orange gold. It's really cool. Let's see what we get on the nose. Oh, I love that. This had a little mint. This has a lot of mint. It's like when I first sprayed it in my truck, because I had, you know, spiders like to get inside the rearview mirror, and they like to get inside the engine well, and they get into your car, your truck, they spin webs, they do all this stuff. I sprayed that mint spray in there and they were gone. They were gone. I don't like it. If I ran out of mint spray, I might just grab some of this and spray it in the truck. Mint on, yeah. Hard to get past that mintiness. It's really kind of cool. Underneath I get maybe a hit of apple. A little bit of quince. maybe a touch of sweet pineapple as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. I think a lot of you will like this wine. Very, very flavorful in the mouth, but not sweet. It's in between. I'd call it off-dry. It's got mango, papaya, apricot, a little bit of citrus coming through. Were you going to say anything else, Dan? No, it's got all those flavors, like a medley of fruit in the mouth. And there's a hit of that lemon rind and little grapefruit rind coming through there, which is really kind of cool. What a cool Riesling. I would seek this one out. This is a solid Riesling. These are really, really good as well. This is just kind of in between. Doesn't show the minerality and the rubber boot element of the gravel bar. Doesn't show that kind of cool dryness of the Longship Cellars, but it is a medley in the mouth and still dry, which I like a lot. Yeah, Rob's knocking it out of the park. And I don't know, probably Megan had something to do with this. I know she's involved in the whites quite a bit, but they work together. This is a solid Riesling. I'm going to go B+ A- on that as well. And that's a great grade when you're talking $13 versus $16. Yeah, solid Riesling. I love that lemon orange rind. Yeah, that's it. Orange rind and lemon rind coming through. Maybe, oh, yeah, no grapefruit. Let's skip the grapefruit on that. It was the orange I was looking. I couldn't spit it out. Sorry, guys. All right, now we're going to move on to the 2018 Pacific Rim Sweet Riesling. So they just come right out and say it's sweet. It rolls in at $11. 90 points, wine enthusiast on the top. Not a big points guy. All right. So this is, yeah, lighter, golden, little orange tint to it. So the nose, I get a little sweet coconut, mango, apricot, papaya. There's a little bit of a, this is going to kind of, you're going to go, what has he been smoking? I get a veggie component, like a carrot. Maybe a little bit of rutabaga coming through on that. And just a hint of mint. I'm getting a lot of mint on these Rieslings lately. Let's see what, on this episode, let's see what we get on the palate. Okay, this is sweet, but it's not cloying. It's got good sweetness and balance and freshness in the finish. A little bit sticky, it's a touch, but not terrible. Well, some people like that sticky. So if you like sticky Riesling, you would probably like this. Talk about good with spicy food. You do sweet and spicy work really good together. So if you have a spicy noodle dish, Thai noodle dish or something, this would be perfect. Sweet and spicy, good combination. Just remember that. These drier ones, I think Barnard Griffin would be great with an orange chicken, something like that. That would be awesome. This would be good with the stinky cheese. So definitely mango, papaya, peach. Mostly mango, papaya, a little bit of apricot and peach there. Tiny, tiny hit of orange citrus underneath. Solid, sweet Riesling. If that's what you like, this would be a good buy. I mean, $11 is a great buy. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to go B+, A- on that for an entirely different reason than the rest of them. The winner of this one was the Longship Cellars, but they're all fantastic. So if you haven't experimented with Riesling, please go out and try and buy some, especially if you have a wine store where you can trust the wine store and say, hey, I'd really like to try a solid dry Riesling, maybe a German Riesling or an Austrian Riesling. They also do really good Riesling in Australia, believe it or not. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm building, building, building. I like that. I appreciate all of you that are supporting this channel. It means a lot to me. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.